I actually can't help but think, but nobody at home watching that clip thought it was bad. No, Fox News watchers will think that. What about being conservative makes you rich by 30? I believe in having kids young. What? Let's see.
Tiananmen Square in Beijing and thought it was a good opportunity to trash our country.
What makes it interesting for me, at least, is like seeing so many people from all around the country literally travel here just to see this. I don't have any sort of patriotism in my heart for for America, but just in general. I'm not like a very, I care about people.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like it's hard to comprehend.
I like that just straight up shows the context of what I'm saying, by the way, and it's really interesting that even if it's in context, people still just refuse to comprehend what it is. Like, I'm just straight up saying, like, this is not for me. I don't understand patriotism like that. So it was an interesting experience seeing others, like, feel this way. Like, I'm not in context, and now they have to massage it, but, like, it just doesn't make sense. How can you hear the full context and still be like, this guy obviously is saying he's not patriotic for America, he hates America, but he loves China, he's patriotic for China? It's like, that doesn't make any sense, man. They always keep the I care about people part every time. It's like they're doing propaganda for you rather than against. Yeah, I guess it's just like, if you're negatively framed enough against me, and if you're the Fox News audience, you already are like, if you know who I am, you're like, oh, he's a scary socialist. That's why it makes sense. It's all like 90% of my quote unquote out of context framing stems from charitability. If you are uncharitable to me because you have singled me out as like a designated threat, communist, whatever, then yeah, you're going to hear everything I say in the most negative way possible. But if you actually have no previous hangups whatsoever, and you hear me say that, you're probably gonna be like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Like, I don't understand why. Yeah, like I'm not a very patriotic guy either. Like he's not very patriotic. He cares about people.
Yeah, that video is kind of hard for me to comprehend.
Why is that hard for you to comprehend? Why are you now national news once a week? I feel like it's so unwarranted. Like, who cares? Open Presents, thank you for the 25. Get the subs. Like I said, it's partially because it's been the most impactful year of my political career, my political commentary career. I think that's part of the reason why. Dude, if you continue on this path, you will break your brain. What do you mean? No, for real though. Is that actually Tommy Lauren? Yes.
I mean, Joey, this Tiananmen Square is where literally the Chinese Communist Party mowed down people with tanks and then ground their bodies into pulp so that they could wash it down drains. That's what he's walking over, and he.
These guys loved demanding that the police kill Black Lives Matter protesters. By the way, this is Fox News. Fox News, who was like, yeah, no, cops need to start getting way more violent. Like, they demand police violence every day, bro.
Saying that that's a great place to visit, and he loves that over in America. What the heck is going on?
Oh, ignorance is bliss. I mean, if you choose to just not care, not know anything, then you can say anything you want. And if you say it loud enough on a podcast or social media, you can get paid to do it. So, you know, what is he? He's a product of the most prosperous and freest country in the world. That's what he is. I mean, that's the true irony in all of it is my buddies go to war and die so people like him can be stupid. And that's okay. I'm not going to tell him not to be stupid. What I'm I'm worried about are the 14-year-olds and 15-year-olds and 16-year-olds that are about to start voting and about to be a part of this country, and that saying that if you're under 30 and you're conservative, you're heartless, but if you're over 30 and you're liberal, you're broke. Like, will they have enough time to get there? Are there too many people like that idiot out there influencing them that they just stay miserable through their 20s? By the time they get to 30, they don't care about politics, or they don't understand conservative values, how to live a happy and full life, and be able to have personal responsibility and take pride in that fact and not feel like you need the government to take care of you. I don't know. The only frustration I have is that idiots like him can have a following and an influence in my son's life. Thankfully, my son is smarter than that, but not everybody's kids are.
Tommy, are we have too much civility in this country? Is that the problem with America right now?
I think we need a little more. I think that we could use a good...
I went to war and I fought so that Halliburton could extract super profits. That guy lost his legs so that Dick Cheney could die a multimillionaire, by the way, straight up. I mean, sure, he's made it much better than probably some of his other friends who were in similar predicaments. But yeah, that dude lost both of his legs so that Dick Cheney could make money, so that like could divvy up and control the natural resources of Iraq. And he's over here on television. He's made it a lot better than his other homies who are crippled with PTSD. And maybe even more severely disabled than he is. Like, at least he's on Fox News. But like, that's the real reason. That's the real reason why. That's the real reason why you did those things. And I guess instead of like doing an honest assessment of your own experiences here, you just have to cope and be like, oh well, you know, I went and almost died so that you could be dumbass. You could be a dumbass in America. Like, no, you could be a dumbass everywhere. You have preached contentment and will always attack you if you continue to see hate. You will become literally Joe Rogan. What are you saying, bro? Dude, even before hearing this clip was a thing like 30 minutes ago, you just said how much you worry about this country because you love America and you love Americans, but you're worried that we're going to see the downfall due to corruption, greed, war, and violence. This is so ironic to hear them say that right after you say, someone pull up the clip. It's also partially because like they own what they believe is patriotism. That's why it's like such a perfect clip for them to be like, oh, see, communist in communist China saying he's not patriotic towards America. It's like, let's not try to understand what the fuck is going on here at all, right? Like, and it's, I mean, it is what it is. I actually can't help but think, but nobody at home watching that clip thought it was bad. No, Fox News watchers will think that. What about being conservative makes you rich by 30? I believe in having kids young. What?
That and the left may be a larger dose than the right in many cases. I want to go back to that Stephen A.
Oh yeah, she's like, I don't want to talk about this. Let's get back to Stephen A. Smith. And then they moved on. Even Tommy was like, I don't care about this Hasan shit. So the argument is, as it becomes more and more impossible to own a home, literally with a normal salary, that that you are too stupid. They have no answer for it. That's it. That's the argument. Yeah. He didn't barely avoid arrest at all. I saw it with my own two eyes on live stream. It was 30-second interaction with a cop. As I've explained, when you look like me or Hasan, it's hard to be patriotic in a country that's flags on the bombs and killing people who look like us. I'm as lib as it gets, but if you aren't revolted by Hasan saying he has not patriotism for America while he enriches himself through America and LARPs in China, where he barely avoided arrest the other night. Fox News official. To which he responded with, given our current American government, the atrocities of our president, and with how our flag has become a white supremacist dog whistle, it is additionally hard to have patriotism for this nation, yet people still like Hasan try to make this country better. In the words of James Baldwin, I love America more than any other country in the world, and exactly for this reason, I insist on the right to criticize her perpetually. While Hasan may not have patriotism for America, he loves it, and I genuinely believe he wants it to be better. Yes, if I didn't, I would just like fuck off. Or, listen, if I hated America in the way that Republicans try to claim, I would just become a right-wing grifter. Okay? That's it. If I truly despised Americans and despised America in general, I would just become a Fox News guy. Let's be real. They would love to have me. Okay? Former socialist turned right-winger who saw the truth. It's the simplest method of all time, and it is the most effective method of all time. Everybody always grifts to the right, and they get rewarded for it because people, unfortunately, are too stupid to understand that this is just not, they think it's the maximum honesty. Republicans love that. They love rewarding people like Russell Brand. In any case, if I hated America, I would just be a right winger, and I would tell everybody that, you should just love it. You should love it, you fucking idiot. You should love the United States of America, you fucking moron. It's the best country on the planet, and there's nothing better. That's stupid in the United States of America. But there's also a lot of hope. There's a lot of promise. There's a lot of opportunity. We're squandering it. We're casting it aside because we are so beholden to generating super profits and assuming that that's the only method. If I actually hated America, I would become a Republican. I would become a Republican content creator. Did you see Rick Scott tweeted about you? What did he say? All Trump haters got in the cabinet. If you wanted to, maybe you could have a seat in the government. Who knows? Sky's the limit. It's why fail sons and fail daughters, for that matter, turn to the right-wing grift if your career is failing. Yeah.
This morning, President Trump escalating his fight with...
Let's get to the House vote on Jeffrey Epstein's files. It's going to happen. The reality of the matter is, look, I'll give you one other example, okay? Even in our streaming space, there is a lot more bandwidth and a lot more permissibility for right-wing politics, okay? That's just the truth. Even if most of the streamers that you see on camera are super woke in their own personal lives, and they are super open-minded, right? Most people, at least currently, most people are a lot more sympathetic to someone who is just doing right-wing politics. A lot more than they ever would. A lot more than they ever were, rather. It's just kind of the attitude. It's more normal. Like, even woke progressive liberals themselves kind of operate under the notion that, like, they are the minority when they're not. They think, like, their constant need, they think that them being progressive and woke is actually a nuisance, and that the normal position of people is just like being right-wing and racist and bigoted. So they're much more open to the politics of that sort. If you are progressive, if you are promoting progressive values, you're more of a nuisance than like a right-winger is. Because the overall vibes is that, like, if you're kind of bigoted or whatever, if you're making some jokes, you have you're more chill. You're seen as more chill. From a Chinese view, we like Trump a lot because he's actually destroying America and Japan in a funny, confusing way. He's doing great. Yeah. You didn't have a whole live stream with Trump like Aiden Ross did. Maybe top influencers in the Rep Beyond vote. And Aiden Ross has so many streams with Nick Fuentes, who's an actual Nazi and anti-America. Yeah, I mean, XUC. XUC literally streamed with Donald Trump. And I don't think AT&T has any problems with XQC. AT&T literally blacklisted me. AT&T likes XQC. He streamed with Donald Trump. That in and of itself is a perfect example of this, right? Like, that's it. Did you mention before that AT&T is your phone provider? Yeah, it is. I have AT&T as my phone provider still.